Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Cam with Real Home Jobs Now, showing you how home is where the jobs are. I hope you're having a very happy Tuesday. Today we are talking about U-Haul remote jobs. So let's get right into it with today's agenda. We're going to talk really briefly about who U-Haul is as a company. Then we'll get into those full and part-time customer service jobs, the full and part-time sales job, and then there's also a part-time phone verification as well. Make sure you stick around for numbers 4, 5, and 6 because those are the roles that pay the most. So let's get right into U-Haul as a company. U-Haul was founded in 1945. They are based out of Phoenix, Nevada. They've got over 10,000 employees, and we know that U-Haul provides products and services for the do-it-yourself mover. So things like moving trucks and trailers, along with self-storage rentals. On their Glassdoor profile, they are listed as an engaged employer. 4,000 reviews have been submitted about U-Haul, which gave them a 3.4 rating out of 5, and over half of those submitting reviews would recommend U-Haul as an employer. Let's get right into these jobs. Starting with the full-time remote customer service agent, U-Haul is looking for people to handle inbound calls, provide exceptional customer service and support while crafting personalized solutions to meet each customer's needs. So getting into the highlights of this role, U-Haul is paying $14 per hour, and they include a note that says that base wage may be higher depending on where you live or local minimum wage laws, so keep that in mind. They highlight all of the benefits that you can expect to receive working with U-Haul, everything from career growth and development to comprehensive health and wellness benefits, reimbursement programs, financial wellness and protection, as well as other plans for the future. For the job itself, they're wanting you to be able to commit to and work 40 hours a week between 12 and 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. If you can be available to work Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and or Sundays, you will have priority on that schedule. You must be able to work at least one 8-hour shift on a weekend day per week, with priority given to you again if you can do both weekend days. Availability to work on holidays is required. For your initial training, it is of course paid, and for this particular role, it's going to be a 2-week training program designed to get you ramped up right away so that you can get started on the phones. That program is going to include instructor-led discussions, role-playing, interactive games and simulations, etc. For this role, U-Haul is looking for you to be able to engage with customers in a friendly manner, and for you to support a positive environment for their customer interactions. You'll need to have an understanding of U-Haul products and services so that you can offer a tailored solution to each individual customer and be able to proactively anticipate the customer's needs as well. You'll need to, of course, be able to show empathy and understanding when helping customers and maintain your composure in any challenging situations and still be able to provide helpful and thoughtful solutions. You'll need to be able to navigate multiple software applications and systems while you're working and be able to employ quick problem-solving skills to provide those solutions. They're looking for a normal typing speed, with accuracy on data entry and strong spelling and grammar skills so that you can produce professionally written communications. There will be a job-related assessment required for this particular role. For the work from home requirements, U-Haul is asking that you complete all of your work as well as training at your home address in your own workspace. So they're saying don't go to a coffee shop or anywhere else to actually do this work. They want it to be at your home. They're asking that you place all of your attention on the work during your working hours, and they require a personal computer which meets their technical requirements. Now, talking about those technical requirements, U-Haul wants you to know that your computer as well as your internet speeds will be verified upon review if you are hired and if you ever experience any difficulties or interruptions during working hours. All right, so just keep that in mind. For the computer specs, hardware, and internet speeds, they list everything that must be met here. So make sure that you meet all of those requirements. Okay. And then if you live in either of these states plus Washington, D.C., U-Haul is currently not accepting applicants from these states. Next up, we've got our remote customer service agent part-time. We won't go through the whole job description here. We'll just look at primarily the things that are different from that remote full-time role. Again, this is paying $14 per hour. As a part-timer with U-Haul, you're still going to get benefits as listed here. And those job requirements are a little bit different, particularly the scheduling. So let's talk about that. For the remote customer service part-time role, you'll need to be able to work between 2 and 8 p.m. Arizona time. Again, you're going to get priority on that schedule if you can be available on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. You'll need to be able to commit to and work 20 plus hours per week, including at least 4 days per week. You'll need to be able to work at least 1 8-hour shift on a weekend day per week. Priority will be given to you if you can do both weekend days. You'll need to have availability to work on holidays so that U-Haul can provide continuous support to customers year-round. If you're working on holidays, you may be asked to adjust your schedule beyond your usual availability, so keep that in mind. And then also, hours are not guaranteed. They're going to adjust their schedule based on demand and call volume when it comes to this part-time role. Again, training is a 2-week program for the part-time role as well as full-time. The experience, qualifications, and requirements are all the same as with the full-time role. And again, you will be required to complete a job-related assessment. And all of the work from home requirements, the tech requirements are the same as well, in addition to residency. Now we're getting into the jobs that pay up to $20 per hour, starting with the remote sales representative full time. So in this particular job, U-Haul is looking for people who can embrace challenges and excel at connecting products and services with customer needs. You will be following a sales process which allows you to confidently ask for the customer's business while overcoming any objections that they may have. This role pays $17 to $20 per hour, and how that breaks down is a $13 per hour base wage plus any discretionary sales bonuses per reservation. They note that hourly base wage may be higher depending on the state or local minimum wage laws. Let's get into the details of the job. We've talked about the benefits package that U-Haul provides for their full-time employees as well as part-time. The job requirements here, you must be able to commit to and work 40 hours per week between 12:30 and 9 p.m. Arizona time. You'll get priority on that schedule if you can be available on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. You'll need to be able to work at least 1 8-hour shift on a weekend day per week. You'll get priority if you can do both weekend days. And again, you'll need to be available to work on holidays. And if you are working on holidays, you may be asked to adjust your schedule beyond your usual availability. The training for this role is again paid, and it will be a 3-week training as opposed to the 2-week training for the customer service roles we just talked about. For minimum experience, they're looking for somebody with at least a year of customer service or sales experience in a retail setting or environment. They're looking for exceptional interpersonal and communication skills. The proven ability to prioritize tasks, manage multiple responsibilities simultaneously, and efficiently navigate various software applications. Again, you will be required to complete a job related assessment as part of consideration for this role. All of the work from home requirements, as well as those tech requirements, are the same as the customer service roles that we've talked about, and the residency requirement is the same as well. Let's jump right into that remote sales representative part-time role. And again, let's take a look at the differences. Those lie under the job requirements. So for the part-time role, you'll need to be available to work Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays between 1 and 6 p.m. Arizona time, and Sunday between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. Arizona time, with priority for availability on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. You'll need to be able to work 20 hours or more per week, including at least 4 days per week. You'll need to be able to work at least one 8-hour shift on a weekend day per week. You'll get priority if you can work both weekend days. Again, holiday availability is a must, and hours not guaranteed for the part-time role. Again, that's going to be a 3-week training session. Everything else for this role remains the same as it is for the full-time position. All right, let's jump right into the last job that I'm going to highlight today, and that is our remote Eli verification phone agent. This is yet another part-time position. So for this role, you're going to work with customers who rent with U-Haul using their Truck Share 24/7 program. So with this program, customers can process their rentals and dispatch through the U-Haul app on their phones. So the live verification phone agent will review the customer's information, and you're going to be responsible for ensuring that everything meets the required standards to rent before you approve that rental dispatch. This role requires you receive inbound calls and make outbound calls as well, interacting with the customer via chat to explain and or obtain the required information to rent. And at the same time, you'll be helping multiple customers digitally or via chat. To be considered for this application, you must include a screenshot of your results from your computer specs test, and you must pass that in order to be considered for the role. Screenshots of your scores for a facial recognition assessment, which you must pass with 80% to be considered, and you'll complete a computer literacy and typing assessment, which that can be found at this link. So I'm assuming that the computer specs test and the facial recognition assessment, if those are required, you will get information about that once you begin the application process. All right. Says that it is imperative that you carefully read and follow the details and instructions listed regarding the tech requirements. So the rate for this role is $16 per hour. And again, that base pay might be higher depending on where you live. And for scheduling, this is all going to be in Arizona time. Their business need is listed here. Okay, including what those priority days and times are. Again, you need to be available to work on holidays. This role is looking at a minimum of 25 hours of availability per week. And then Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are required. 6 hours on Saturday and 6 hours on Sunday. It lists here what you can expect to receive benefits-wise as a part-timer. And then it talks about the functions of this job. So let's review a little bit of that. So again, you'll be working with customers who are doing the Truck Share 24/7. You'll review each session for accuracy while answering any questions that the customer might have. You'll determine the proper course of action. You'll make outbound calls for verification of alternate contacts. You'll communicate with customers via phone or chat. You'll ensure compliance with U-Haul's policies. You'll review telephone, mail, and internet procedures for each communication received and respond and reply to each assigned customer within a specific time frame. And of course, you'll listen to any customer concerns and document them. These are the requirements that they're looking for in this role, which seem pretty similar to what they're looking for those customer service and sales jobs that we talked about as well. Again, they're looking for 1 year of phone customer service experience. Guys, my philosophy on that is that if you've had any type of customer facing role, then that qualifies you for this position. Talks about training here. You're going to have 1 week of training that's instructor led, and these are the class schedules. And then they talk about what is required to work from home. Tech requirements appear to be the same as all the roles that we've talked about previously. Now, the residency requirement changes a bit for this role. This job is going to be available to more people. They're not accepting for these states and Washington, D.C., so it's a much smaller list than the customer service and sales jobs. Guys, let me know if you apply to one of these roles. Definitely let me know if you get hired by U-Haul. I would love to hear about that. I'd love to hear about the interview process or anything else that you want to share that would be helpful for other work from homers. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. Share this information with anybody else who you know is interested in working from home. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, bye-bye.